हेलो एवरीवन, वेरी वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग। वेलकम टू टेक्स्ट बुक सुपर कोचिंग फॉर रेगुलेटरी बॉडीज। कैसे आप सब लोग? आज के सेशन में आप सबका स्वागत है एंड वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस सम इंपॉर्टेंट करंट अफेयर्स फॉर द 16th ऑफ अक्टूबर। सो विल स्टार्ट विद द सेशन की शुरुआत करते हैं। वंस अगेन वेरी वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग टू ईच वन ऑफ यू एंड फर्स्ट विल डिस्कस फ्यू एमसीक्यूज एंड देन विल स्टार्ट विद the discussion of the newspaper articles and some important events which are there in the news. Okay, so I'll start with that. So first of all, those who aid to subscribe our channel, please do subscribe the channel so that you will get the information about our upcoming sessions as well as other scenarios. Okay, so I'll start. I will move forward and we'll go towards the next part. So first of all, few MCQs we are going to discuss. They are the purely current affairs MCQs. So yes, give me the answer of this. In October 2024, World Health Organization certified India, Nepal, and Myanmar as having eliminated trachoma as a public health problem. Trachoma is a disease that affects which part of the human body? That is a question for you. So it affects which part of the human body is a question for you. Ears, eyes, heart, kidney, and lungs. Yes. So answer is of course eyes की बात करेंगे. Is a bacterial infection which creates the irreversible blindness. So recently, Nepal, India, and Myanmar, these three countries got the certification from WHO that these countries are now free of trachoma, and that's the concept here. Okay. So remember, three countries: Nepal, India, as well as Myanmar. They're the three neighboring countries. They got this certification approval from WHO. I'll go to the next question. Who has inaugurated the eMigrate V2.0 web portal and mobile app in Delhi? eMigrate is focusing on those people who are migrating from India to work in some other countries. For them, we started this eMigrate concept. ये concept हमने start किया. Yes. So exactly, it is launched by whom? Now, another thing, the eMigrate was originally launched in 2015. The original means this is the second 2.0 version. The original version was in launch in 2015. Obviously, as Jaishankar sir, he's a external affairs minister of India. He launched this portal. So once again, I'm repeating, the original portal called as a eMigrate portal was launched in 2015. This portal is especially helping our laborers who are working outside India. For those labors, for those people, we have launched this concept. Another thing which is important for the exam, and we need to work on that part also. When it comes to this eMigrate portal, there is SBI is also associated with this portal. So suppose migrants or those who are working in other countries, they want to send the money, they can use the SBI portal for sending such kind of transaction or doing such kind of transactions. I'll go to the next question. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has become the which numbers Maharatna Central Public Sector Enterprise? HAL is a Government of India's company established or headquartered in Bengaluru, and this company now become the Maharatna company. Under CPSE, Central Public Sector Enterprises, we have different types of companies like Maharatna, Navratna, and the Mini Ratna. So this comes under the Maharatna category. So question is here, what is the number of Maharatna companies, or how many number of Maharatna companies we have in India right now? Answer of this question is 14. This is the 14th Maharatna company. The rest of the companies we are going to discuss. Don't worry about that. But before that, if you are yet to enroll into RBI Grade B batch, please do enroll. You can use the PUSHPAK as a coupon code. Yes. So Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, I was talking about this. So 14th CPSC, it become the 14th CPSC of Government of India. So Department of Public Enterprise comes under the Finance Ministry, which recently included this into this particular part of CPSC. अब CPSC में exactly महारत्ना कंपनीज क्या होती है उसके बारे में हम डिस्कस करेंगे. और बिफोर दैट, HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, is headquartered in Bengaluru. It was created in 1940. The original company was established in 1914. The name of Hindustan Aircraft Limited by the Walchand Hirachand was one of the very famous industrialists. He created this company in 1940. 1942, the shares of this company went to Government of India, and then Government of India started handling this company. So it's one of the very, very important. Now, when it comes to the Maharatna status, so to get the Maharatna status, there are some criteria, there are some rules. So we'll talk about those rules. So one of the major rule to become the Maharatna company is that the company should be Navratna. If the company is Navratna, then the company get the Maharatna status. This is the first eligibility criteria. Second criteria is the company should be listed in the stock market. The company should be the part of stock market. There's the second criteria. Third criteria consists of some sub criteria, that is financial performance, where the turnover of the company should be 25,000 crores for consecutive 3 years, last 3 years. Then average annual net worth should be 15,000 crore for the same 3-year period, and the net profit should be 5,000 crore for the same 3-year period. So turnover 25,000 crore, net worth, the average annual net worth is 15,000 crore, and the profitability should be 5,000 crore. And the last point is global presence. The company should have the global presence. If the company is fulfilling all these four criteria and the sub criteria, then the company can be called as a Maharatna company by the government of India. So this Navratna, Maharatna, Miniratna, this status is only available for the government companies, not for the private companies. So right now we have 14 Maharatna companies in India. The list is already given by government of India. So it starts with Bharat Heavy Electricals, Bharat Petroleum, Coal India, GAIL, HPCL, Indian Oil Corporation, NTPC, ONGC, Power Finance Corporation, Power Grid Corporation, Steel Authority of India Limited, Rural Electrification, Oil India, and the Hindustan Aeronautics. So 14 companies are there which are included into these Maharatna status right now. We'll go to the next question. The next question is again very simple, a classic current affairs question. Union Minister of Health, Family Welfare, Jagat Prakash Nadda inaugurated which edition of International Conference on Drug Regulatory Authorities? This event is being hosted first time in India by the Central Drug Standard Control Organization. CDSCO is the government of India's topmost authority for medicine regulation, drug regulation. So world level conference was organized, and this conference was first time organized in India. So they asked about which is the number of the edition of the conference. So 19th edition of this conference was organized in India. Again, for the first time, with the help of WHO, we have organized. Another question can be asked in the exam: India's drug regulator's name, or which authority is a drug regulator in India. So Central Drug Standard Control Organization is a regulatory authority when it comes to our country. Okay, that will be enough for the exam point of view. We'll move forward. The Ministry of Skill Development Entrepreneurship, in partnership with the Meta, has established 5 centers of excellence in virtual reality and the mixed reality at various national skill training institutions. Identify located city of center of excellence that is not included in this. Not included. So Meta, okay, Meta is owned by obviously. So Meta is a mother company of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. So Meta, in association with Government of India, created a Center of Excellence for Virtual Reality as well as the Mixed Reality, and they opened this in 5 places. So National Skill Training Institute, so which is not there. So answer of this question is Mumbai is not there. Okay, basically they created these centers in Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Jodhpur, Chennai, and Kanpur. These are the 5 places where they opened these centers, the 5 centers. So Mumbai is not the one of the center in which they have created. So remember that. Again, the question will be asked in the exam. Again, this is not created completely by Government of India. The creation is done by the Meta, but they created this in the campus of National Skill Training Institute, which is owned by Government of India. So Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Jodhpur, Chennai, and Kanpur. We'll go to the next question. Daron Acemoglu, Simon Johnson, and James Robinson, they got the Nobel Prize for Economics. For which achievement, for which purpose, or for what reason they got this Nobel Prize? That's the question for you. So yes, guys, any one of you can answer this question. Very simple question, very doable question, not that difficult. So question is regarding the Economics Nobel Prize. Daron Acemoglu, Simon Johnson, James Robinson. Yes, answer of this question is for the studies how institutions are formed and affect the prosperity. So when we talked about the wealth prosperity, or the wealth inequality, or the wealth creation, institutions plays a vital role. If the institutions are not that effective, it creates a bad impact, but the institutions are good, then obviously will lead to the prosperity in the country, and that's the thing which is created by these. All these three are now US citizens. He is working with the Chicago University. Simon Johnson and the Daron Acemoglu is working with the MIT, and they created this particular theory regarding the wealth creation or the wealth inequality. MD CEO of the public sector undertaking Indian Railway Finance Corporation. Indian Railway Finance Corporation is a government of India's company. Obviously works under Railway Ministry. Is a mini Ratna company. It was established in 1968. It's a mini Ratna company, and this mini Ratna company is now got the new MD CEO. So the name is being asked over here. Yes, guys. Answer of this question is Manoj Kumar Pandey. So Manoj Kumar Pandey sir is the MD CEO of this company. Again, याद रखना ये mini Ratna company है. So that's why question can be asked in the exam. Next, International Day for Rural Women is observed every year on which day? Rural Women. International Day of Rural Women is again very important for the exam point of view, because when it comes to women empowerment or the rural development, we have multiple policies. We have Lakhpati Didi is one of the very famous policy. We have Drone Didi scheme which works under Lakhpati Didi. So even agriculture के केस में हम लोग महिलाओं के इन्वॉल्वमेंट की काफी बात करते हैं. So it's very important even for the country like India. So answer of this question is 15th of October. Theme for this year, rural women sustained nature for our collective future is the theme for this year. So 15th of October, every year we celebrate this day called as a International Day for Rural Women. I will move forward. Next question. International Day for Disaster Reduction is observed on 13th of October. So every year on 13th of October, we celebrate this day called as a International Day for Disaster Reduction. So question is asked on that line. So what is the theme? और इस बार का या इस साल का थीम क्या था, ये क्वेश्चन आपके सामने है. इंटरनेशनल डे फॉर डिजास्टर रिस्क रिडक्शन. Empowering the next generation for resilient future, fighting inequality for the resilient future. Only together can we save the planet. It's all about governance, early warning, and early action for all. Answer of this question is empowering the next generation for resilient future is the answer of this question. So International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction 13th of October को ये डे हम लोग ऑब्जर्व करते हैं. Now we'll discuss few sports oriented current affairs, sports oriented questions, because they are also very important, so we cannot neglect it. I will cover this sports oriented current affairs through MCQs for you people once in a while in a week, so that there should be a proper understanding, proper knowledge. So week में 2-3 बार हम ऐसे MCQs cover कर लेंगे. So आज कुछ questions discuss कर लेते हैं. India's Tanya Hemant beat Tung Seo Tong of Taipei in straight games to win the women's single title at the Bendigo International Challenge Badminton Tournament. So in which country it was played? किस country में से organize किया गया था? So this tournament was organized in Australia, where Indian Indian shuttler won the tournament. So that's why question will be asked. तो ये भी क्वेश्चन याद रखिएगा, बिकॉज जहां कहीं भी इंडियन प्लेयर कोई टूर्नामेंट जीतते हैं तो एक क्वेश्चन जरूर एग्जाम में बन जाता है, तो ये ध्यान रखना जरूरी है. We'll go to the next part. Which country will host the International Shooting Sports Federation Junior World Cup in 2025? Again, International Shooting Sports Federation Junior World Cup in 2025. This World Cup will be organized in India. India is going to organize this World Cup. Again, International Shooting Sports Federation Junior Level World Cup will be in India. Recently, there was the Asian Junior Level Championship, which was in Kazakhstan. We discussed about that last time. India got the highest medals in that tournament. Now, this is the international shooting tournament for the juniors and will be held in India in next year, 2025. The next question. Harmanpreet Singh emerged as the most expensive player in the Hockey India League auction. Which team acquired Harmanpreet Singh? Hockey India League is going to be start. So Hockey India League जैसे IPL होता है क्रिकेट का, वैसे ही Hockey India League है, और इस Hockey India League में सबसे costliest player become the Indian captain, Indian hockey captain Harmanpreet Singh. So he is going to play for which team? That is a question for us. So answer is Surma Hockey Club. He is going to play for Surma Hockey Club. Surma Hockey Club purchased him in 78 lakh rupees. So Surma Hockey Club will provide him 78 lakh rupees, which is the highest price for hockey player in this league. On the second number, Abhishek, second most expensive. He's going to play for the Sarachi Bengal in 72 lakh rupees, whereas Hardik Singh will be playing for UP Rudras in 70 lakh rupees. So they are the top 3 Indian hockey players in this hockey league recently, which was auctioned. Okay, chalo to start karte session ko. We'll start with the lecture. We'll start discussing with the today's session. Today's session is very simple, very easy news. We are going to discuss the one of the most important news will be TV Narendran is elected as the chairman of World Steel. World Steel is headquartered in Brussels, Belgium. It was created in 1967. World Steel, what they do? वर्ल्ड में जितनी भी स्टील कंपनीज है, व्हाट आर द स्टील कंपनीज आर देयर ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड, उन सारे स्टील कंपनीज का एक ग्रुप है जिसको वर्ल्ड स्टील कहा जाता है. He is the only second Indian to become the chairman of World Steel. Only second Indian. Before him, there was a chairman Sajjan Jindal. Sajjan Jindal, who is a chairperson of JSW Group. You might have heard about JSW Group. So Sajjan Jindal was the chairman in year 2021, and then only TV Narendran is now the head of this. TV Narendran is the chairperson of Tata Steel. He is handling Tata Steel right now. So on behalf of Tata Steel, he was the member of this World Steel organization. Now he become the chairperson. सो चेयरपर्सन बनना किसी ग्लोबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का अगर होता है तो ऑब्वियसली एग्जाम में काफी सारे क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं. अगेन याद रखना, टीवी नरेंद्रन बिलोंग्स टू टाटा स्टील फर्स्ट. ही इज द ओनली सेकंड इंडियन हु बिकम द चेयरपर्सन ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड लेवल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. So before him, Sajjan Jindal was a chairperson of this for 1 year. Okay, we'll move forward. Mastercard opens the new tech hub in Pune to drive growth. Mastercard is a US-based company. They are is a card-based company. Card payments में company काम करती है. One of the leading giant when it comes to card payment all over the world. US-based company है. Mitchell Maybach is right now the head of Mastercard. Now Mastercard decided to open their global data या global new tech hub in Pune. Their basically global new tech hub branches are very limited. So there, one of the branch is in Arlington, another is in Dublin, then New York, then St. Louis, Sydney, Vancouver, and now will be in Pune. So new tech hub branches will be very limited. So they are going to open these new tech branches in different cities all over the world: Arlington, Dublin, New York, Pune, St. Louis, Sydney, and Vancouver. Only 6 branches will be there. So they chose India, they chose Indian city to create their new tech branch. is one of the big news. बहुत बड़ी news है. तो question यहाँ पे आएगा. Anyways, Mastercard is a very famous card payment company, one of the leading card payment company in the world. सबसे ज्यादा अगर किसी के कार्ड पेमेंट्स या किसी के कार्ड सिस्टम को यूज होता है वर्ल्ड में तो मास्टर कार्ड का ही होता है. लास्ट टाइम गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया decided that all the card companies all over the world should open their data centers in India. So Mastercard also started working with the data center in India. So whatever the data collected through Indian customer will be kept in India only. It cannot be transferred to USA, which was the rule created by RBI. So under that rule, already their data center is in India. Now they are going to open the new tech branch in India and will be in Pune, Maharashtra. So that will be the question. That's it. That will be enough for the exam. We'll move forward. Inflation may align with the target in financial year 26. So RBI Deputy Governor already clear one thing, that inflation will not get aligned that much soon. So it will take financial year 26 to get aligned with the target. Target is 4% plus minus 2%, right? So our major focus is it should be around 4% or it should be 4%. What under monetary policy, what RBI or what monetary policy committee said that till the next financial year, the inflation will be around 4.5%. But we want 4%. So that 4% will be achieved around financial year 26. That is mentioned by the RBI Deputy Governor in one of his speech. मिचल देबपात्रा साहब की बात हो रही, इनका फोटो आप देख सकते हो. Another thing which he mentioned that the risk right now on the Indian economy is we are having 2 risks. One is a climate risk. Another is a risk due to technology. like which was mentioned yesterday by the RBI governor. We saw RBI governor's statement that AI is creating the huge risk on the Indian banking sector. So right now we are facing two risks. One is a climate risk. For that we created RB risk, and now there is another risk called as a new technology risk, that is AI based, which is already mentioned by the RBI governor. If deputy governor repetitively talking about the risk, so means there will be some notification soon we are going to experience in India. That's why such articles are really very important. RBI looking to establish a global model for risk focused supervision. Swaminathan, so Swaminathan Janakiraman, another RBI deputy governor, he's also working on the global model for risk focused supervision. So right now that means two deputy governor, RBI governor, everyone is talking about the risk model, the risk which we are facing these days. So means there will be some new rules coming very soon, working on the risk. Already we have the RB risk for the climate risk scenario. There can be another risk calculation method for the AI oriented risk, and there can be some notification regarding the global model for the risk measurement in our country. So this news is not going to give you direct questions right now, but for the future point of view, this news will be really very important. Now, World Bank's report 129 million Indians living in extreme poverty in 2024. Now, World Bank recently provided one of its report, and that report is not giving a good vibes. These reports are not giving a good numbers right now. So it's actually a troublesome report. This report is called as the Poverty, Prosperity and Planet. Okay, so poverty, prosperity and planet. This is the focus of this report. So again, triple P, poverty, prosperity and planet is the name of the report. Pathway out of the poly crisis is the name of the report given by World Bank. The first question will be asked, what is the name of the report of World Bank? Or this poverty, prosperity and planet, this report is given by which authority? It is given by the World Bank. So they talked about the poverty report. Now let's see what they are talking about. With $6.85 per day poverty standard, more people are below the poverty line now than in 1990. So when it comes to India also, so 1990 से अगर हम compare करते हैं, तो more people are now under the poverty line, which is a bad sign, which is literally a bad sign. This global standard which we follow, global standard is $6.85 dollars per day is a global standard which we follow. This can be the question, a fill in the blanks type of question. Even RBI asked this question many of the times. The next thing, poverty in India declined by 38 million in 2021 after a surge in the previous 2 years. So in 2021, we were till 2021 we were able to reduce the poverty, but in last 2 years poverty again increased, and that's why this bad news is there for us. So ये भी एक question हमारे लिए बन सकता है. Global poverty reduction slowing market 20 to 2030, a lost decade for progress. So this is a lost decade due to COVID-19, due to war. We lost this decade because we wanted to reduce the poverty. Even Sustainable Development Goal was banging on this, that in the last decade we will be able to achieve a very good prosperity. But COVID was there, then the war wala scenario was there, then there was a slowdown in the economy. So many problems happened, and that's why it's called as a lost decade. This can be the another question, lost decade as per the World Bank. India's contribution to global extreme poverty is expected to decrease over the next decade. So they are expecting in the next decade might be India's poverty percentage will go down, will get reduced. Questions will be definitely asked. Even the poverty is one of the important topic when it comes to RBI grade B or any kind of regulator or the supervisory bodies. This is the current referential point. You can put these references into your answers. You can use these references while writing down the answers. Remember that. Many of the time students are thinking current affairs is only for objective questions. Current affairs is only for the phase 1. This is a wrong understanding. Current affairs is not only for that. Current affairs is useful while write down the answers. If you are using current affairs references in writing your answers, then you are definitely going to get a very, very good mark. So use it wisely, read it wisely. That's the case. We'll go to the next news. Prasun Sikdar to be the first MD CEO of Bima Sugam. Bima Sugam concept is created by IRDAI. Now, the Bima Sugam's first MD CEO will be Prasun Sikdar. Prasun Sikdar, he is the MD CEO of Manipal Cigna Health Insurance. Manipal Cigna Health Insurance, you might have saw the advertisement. So he's the MD CEO of Manipal Cigna Health Insurance, and now will become the MD CEO of Bima Sugam. Now, what is Bima Sugam exactly? I'll tell you. Bima Sugam is the e-commerce platform tailored specifically for insurance products. Okay, so Bima Sugam is an online platform which is created with the help of IRDA for insurance products. So whatever the various insurance products are there, उनकी सबकी जानकारी एक ही जगह पे मिलेगी. Like Policy Bazaar is there. Okay, just like that, this Bima Sugam will work. Okay, but on a bigger level because IRDA is directly working over here. Bima Sugam will act as a centralized hub aggregating offerings of various insurance companies encompassing both life and non-life policies. So that is the major role over here. So IRDA articulates the Bima Sugam's role as a one-stop solution. So IRDA initiated this concept, and that's why it was created. So it is kind of a e-commerce type of platform for all the insurance companies. So IRDA in March 2024, means this year only, talked about this Bima Sugam insurance electronic marketplace. So they created the rules and then it was announced. Finally, it is going to work. It is going to performing its work. So the first MD CEO of the Bima Sugam, again I'm going to tell you the name because this name will be in the exam. Prasun Sikdar is the name of the person. When it comes to IRDA exam, you might going to experience the questions around this. तो थोड़ा सा वहां पे भी ध्यान रखिएगा. Next, global public debt may top $100 trillion by 2030 IMF. Okay, global public debt. Okay, जो लोन गवर्नमेंट ले रही है, जो लोन गवर्नमेंट एंटिटीज ले रही है, that loan will get up to $100 trillion by 2030 as per the IMF. So even IMF is not happy with what is going on in the world because of war, because of the slowdown. Many countries are facing economic crisis and the countries are going to borrow the money. IMF, which is created with the help of World Bank in 1944, headquartered in Washington DC and started working from 1945. They mentioned that the global slowdown is there and the borrowing is going to get increased. So by 2030, $100 trillion borrowing will be there by the public debt. Public debt means government debt. It's a huge debt. They're not talking about India. Obviously, India is not borrowing the money, but there are so many countries like Sri Lanka already borrowed the money. Then Pakistan borrowed the money. Maldives also facing some economical problems, so in future they can borrow the money. Now, when it comes to IMF, Christina Georgieva, she is the head of the IMF, International Monetary Fund. So Deputy Managing Director of the IMF is Gita Gopinath. Then Bo Lee is another Deputy Managing Director, Kenji Okamoru and Antonia Sahe. So these are the 4 deputy managing directors and the main managing director is Christina Georgieva. So this is a statement given by the IMF. So World Bank and IMF. World Bank talked about the poverty numbers. IMF talked about the loan numbers, the public debt numbers, and both the numbers are not that encouraging because everywhere the problems are increasing, especially in this decade. Lost decade, this concept is already given by the World Bank. IMF is not saying something like that lost decade, but they are saying yes, the public debts are going to be increased and touch $100 trillion by 2030. Now, this is a very important news and very simple. This news I have discussed already at the 6 a.m. session. Competition Commission of India approved the purchase of shares by Central Bank of India in Future Generali. Future Generali is an insurance company. Central Bank of India is a government of India's bank. So Central Bank of India decided to buy or purchase few shares in this company. Future Generali is an Indian company only. Future is an Indian group and Generali is a Netherlands-based group. So they came together, created the FDI-based insurance company. Now in this Mumbai-based insurance company, Central Bank of India, which is also headquartered in Mumbai, going to purchase few shares. Now Future Generali is having 2 insurance companies. One is a general insurance company. In the general insurance company, they are going to purchase 24.91% shares. Future General is also having life insurance company, and in life insurance company, the Central Bank of India is going to purchase 25.18% shares. So whatever the share purchasing, selling will be there, whatever the mergers and the partnership will be there in India, we always need to take permission from the Competition Commission of India, which was created in 2003. Competition Commission of India is kind of a regulatory or the supervisory body for Companies Act or the company's law. So for that reason their permission is important. It works under the corporate affairs ministry, and Ravneet Kaur ma'am is right now the head of Competition Commission of India. So their permission is must, and they gave the permission to Central Bank of India so that they can purchase shares into Future Generali General Insurance as well as Future Generali the life insurance company. Now we'll go to the static information. Central Bank of India was established in 1911 in Mumbai. M.V. Rao is the managing director of this bank. It's a government of India's bank. Whereas Future Generali is created in 2006, headquartered in Mumbai, and it consists of Future Group, which is an Indian group, and Generali, which is a Netherlands-based group. So a classical example of FDI over here. Okay. National Companies Law Tribunal. Tribunal is a court. कोर्ट में केस जाएगी तब उसकी परमिशन मिलेगी. In India, we required the permission from the board of different institutions. The boards will give the permission. Then the one thing will be the one step will be achieved. Then the next permission will be by the regulatory authorities, RBI and the IRDI. If regulatory authorities give the permission, then the next step will be companies law. Companies law will be always in the hands of Competition Commission of India. Then they give the permission. In this whole scenario, if there is some complication, there are some cases, there are some legal issues, then the case will go to the NCLT or the NCLAT. There is appellate tribunal also. So when there will be some legal actions or some complications, some issues, then only the case will go to NCLT. If there are no complications, then there is no need to go to NCLT or NCLAT. LAT will come out after NCLT. National Companies Law Tribunal and National Companies Law Appellate Tribunal. Appeal will always happen after the initial case. But if there is no complications, then there is no requirement to go to NCLT. NCLT's job will not come. But CCI's job will be always there for any kind of merger, acquisitions, or any kind of takeover. Remember that. Okay. But before that, regulatory bodies are also important. So RBI and IRDA will play the vital role here. Okay. Yes. The last and the most important news for the day: Indian Thali in the global spotlight for sustainability. So Indian food habits are more sustainable. That is the recent report is saying. More sustainable means what? So whatever the food habits we have to create the food, or whatever we consume in India, to create this food, we don't need to sacrifice much of the earth atmosphere, much of the earth's place. So Indian food habits are more sustainable all over the world, which is recently mentioned by one of the report given by Worldwide Fund for the Nature. Worldwide Fund, WWF, they gave the report recently. The Worldwide Fund for the Nature headquarter is in Gland, Switzerland. Mein iska headquarter hai. They gave one report. Report is called as the Living Planet Report. And according to them, Indian food habits only required 0.84% of the earth to create the food products for all over the world. पूरे दुनिया के लिए अगर फूड प्रोडक्ट्स भी क्रिएट करने होंगे तो अर्थ का केवल 0.84% ही लगने वाला है टू क्रिएट द फूड रिक्वायरमेंट बाय 2050. So I will show you the whole report. Look what this report is saying कि ये अर्थ है कि अर्थ का केवल 0.84% लगने वाला है अगर इंडियन स्टाइल फूड हैबिट्स अगर डेवलप की जाए. अगर वो फूड हैबिट्स होती है तो अर्थ बहुत कम यूज होगी, तो और सस्टेनेबिलिटी बढ़ जाएगी. वही अगर आप अर्जेंटीनियन फूड हैबिट्स यूज करते हो तो 7.42 आपको अर्थ का 7.42% लगने वाला है, विच इज नॉट दैट सस्टेनेबल जितना सस्टेनेबल यहाँ पे दिखाई देता है. नॉट इवन 1%, not even proper 1%. That's why Indian food habits are more sustainable, and that's the point mentioned by WWF. It's a good news, no doubt about that, if we'll use it properly. So hunger and the food safety, these problems can be also easily achieved by the government of India as well as all over the world. So that's the news. तो यही न्यूज थी हमारे लिए. चलो, तो दैट्स ऑल गाइस फ्रॉम माय साइड फॉर द डे. विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन. नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में आपसे मुलाकात होगी, नेक्स्ट सेशन में आपसे मिलेंगे. तब तक के लिए बाय बाय, टेक केयर, सेफ रहिए, सुरक्षित रहिए और पढ़ते रहिएगा. बाय बाय दोस्तों.